Hey guys, guess what time it's for? You guessed it, more Rhythm Doctor. Whoops, go. Okay. So, over the past dozen or so videos, or yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm quickly grown. See, what I want to talk about game design really briefly about this particular game, because Sonic Adventure Advanced Battle 2 did this a little bit better, because this was a side thing, like beyond the actual game, the challenges and whatnot were actual, you know, things you had to, like, you could play with, you could have fun with. They had prizes. What this game lacks is like an achievement system within the ducks themselves. Like, there's no actual prize. There's also no kindergarten. I mean, if you actually play Sonic Adventure Battle, you know that there's a school and whatnot, and that's part of the game. Like, part of the game is actually like their things. They can learn. They have characters who they can love and whatnot. I think if they wanted to improve this game, if they had like a selectable character that had like different skills, like as a trainer, get like a different person to choose. That would make a difference. The fact that they broke down the seeds again to just one thing is kind of disappointing, because I knew that, like, I don't know, if they just wanted to make this a tribute to, you know, to Chows themselves, they could do a little bit better job. They could almost just redo it, because I know some people don't have the, like, there is a Monster Rancher remake, and it's well done. It's pretty crazy, and, you know, I wish they would just want to, like, maybe alternate it somehow. They could just make it so that you could, create a random monster from like a file of some sort, or if they could somehow like enable a program that would decrypt or something like that, because that was a huge spiel about like Monster Rancher. The biggest thing about that, you could take an everyday CD and turn that into something awesome, so like a feature you could actually play with. You know, that was like half of Monster Rancher. Half of Monster Rancher was just putting CDs in and getting awesome stuff. And the same kind of goes with Sonic Adventure Battle. The game itself was actually a fast-paced game, and it was just like it's Sonic. Sonic Adventure was just a fast-paced game, and that's what made the Chow session so much more enjoyable, because you had like this little respite versus like all the shenanigans, all the ridiculousness that you were playing through. And so having the Chows, you know, to balance off things made it that much more enjoyable. Like, having some time to just sit down, play with something, feed it, take care of it, watch it grow, watch it evolve, watch it get better in stats and stuff like that. That's the awesome stuff. Go big guy. Ha! Darn it. But, as I was saying, here is just the minigame, which is close. What? That was perfect? I hate you. Is that the max level? Is that max level? It is. No way. Is that the max level? Interesting. Let's go. Ha. Ha. Anyways, as I was saying, game design. This is well made. Like, honestly, this is fun. This is not a bad game by all means. It's just knowing that what it was, well, not designed after, or what it resembles. Knowing that there's better out there is why I'm a bit not that I'm hating on it. I'm just knowing that if they wanted to improve it better, they could introduce more fun things, like being able to say that, not just hats, but different parts. I mean, maybe it's a little too far into the franchise to say that, you know, Duck Life 4 can't introduce new things and whatnot. But like, if you actually played Sonic Adventure Battle, or if you look it up, the Chow system works out. You give them Chaos Crystals to boost a particular stat, or you can give an animal which actually change their appearance and make them look cool. And that was half the aesthetics. You could do cool things like make your Chow part ghost, or make it monkey and a phoenix tail, or like give it a flame forehead like a charm. And there was a lot of crazy things you could do. Like, they had like they had like Chows had like this little bauble on the thing on their head. And depending on how they evolved it, they changed. Like, it became a halo, it became a little flame spike, and depending on what you gave them, that also helped it change. You can give them a little fireball spike, or I don't know. There's a lot of crazy things you could have done with that game. And that was why that game was so fun. It was the clash of the two, of the fast-paced games. So I think if makers of what is this? Who made this game? Sims 5000. Oh, whatever. Sims 5000. If you're watching these videos and you think I'm crazy, by all means, prove me wrong. I want to say that this is, this is a good game, yes, but I think you can make something better. If you put like an action-oriented game, maybe even RPG elements in, and just threw this in there. Like, if you made an RPG-oriented game that maybe just had like players do something even monotonous, but I was like, just small RPG elements, but made this the main game. It's all about like duck racing, but there's this little small RPG element that would make this game amazing. Why would you put it in there? Just because, to give that difference. Just because, like, oh yeah, there's an RPG element game, but it's actually all about the ducks. That's like, would be what I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just a bad game designer. But I feel like that would that would rise up much more reaction than I feel like would. I don't know. It makes me want to play it more. It's like, what is it? Oh gosh, there's a game. I'm trying to think of it in the back of my head. Okay, what is it? Final Fantasy. The biggest thing about Final Fantasy is that it's the minigame. They all have these weird little minigames that are quirky. And that was kind of like half the thing. So like, interesting. Someone home? Oh god, I'm so tired. Maybe I'm going crazy. I think I'm going crazy. And anyway, yeah, all the Final Fantasy games from like 6, well, 5 and upwards, I'd say. 5 and upwards have these mini games. Like, I think 7 had Gold Saucer, 6 had card game, 8 had the card game better, and they were great. They were great fun games. And you know what? Those are things you did on your own. And there's like chocobo treasure hunting and whatnot, all those other weird things. And that's what made them good. Like, they were good games on their own, but they had this little flash of a minigame that made it that much more enjoyable. Like, those minigames are renowned. Like, there is, if you look it up, there is a fan base made of that, what is it? The Final Fantasy 6? I think so. One was Zidane. The one was Zidane, that card game. Yeah, there was a fan-made version of that card game. Like, online, play it, why not? Look it up. I have no idea what it's called, but I know it exists. My god, I was gonna say, I've been going for a while, forever. Way to jinx it, man. Okay, so level one. Let's do that right, bro. Climb. We need to climb that. Go. But no, this is not a bad game. I'm just really tired of it already. Maybe I'm just tired, and maybe it's making me rub this game off wrong. Something like that. Something very suggestive sounding in that manner. I feel like this game could have much more potential if there was like an actual game behind it beyond this. I mean, this as a game itself is okay. I mean, it's fun, but having this as a backup, like a mini game or something else. Excuse me. Whew. Like, instead of having all these little mini games to play in particular, if you had maybe a different source of income or a different type of a different way to raise this land instead of just playing the mini game itself. There was like, again, the RPG element, killing things, getting gems and money, and coming and raising this stuff. That'd be it. That'd be the game. And I don't know. It sounds stupid, but you could easily just set it up so like, click. It's one click. You can set it to one-click adventures. Damn it. If you set it to one-click adventures, and then you had like equipment and stats and stuff like that, and things like that. And you would push one button, and then you would go it would just automatically adventure for you, okay? And then as you adventured, you got equipment, and you could do like this customizing equipment for you. At the exact same time, you'd get things and drops for your ducks. And you would get like gems and fruits and like crystals to maybe feed them, or different kinds of seeds in this case. Different like rare seeds that would boost their stats, or rare seeds that would change their appearance and give them different stats. Or like different bugs and insects. Yeah, that's awesome. You can give them different bugs to eat. If you give them, you went hunting, you caught bugs, so you bug catcher or something. You can make bugs change their appearance. You can get like really weird ones like that would change their hairstyle, and it'd be a rarity. It'd be a random thing. That was half of Sonic Adventure. You didn't know what did what until you gave it to them, and then once you found out what was what, it was like half the experimentation, half the exploration of racing something, and that was exciting. Personally, I think that was pretty cool. Like, I wonder what they were thinking when they made Chow's in Sonic Adventure. I want to say it's like a Tomodachi-esque end level. Like, people like, I think around the time Tomodachi's were big. Now I think about it. The release of Sonic Adventure on the original Dreamcast. I want to say maybe Tomodachi's were big. Because like the VMU was essentially a Tomodachi. You carried around and you did it for fun. And that was awesome. Look what else the VMU was, like this visual memory unit. And the Dreamcast was all about a VMU. If you didn't have one, like, you know, you could have a regular memory card, but it was bleh. By comparison. Like while the VMU had held this memory, it did so much more. Like it helped you with the games. You could play the mini games, and that's what helped you in the game too. It also helped you unlock achievements within the game for the most part. So if you want to get 100% in the game, you much had to have it, which was not a bad thing because the games were fun. But like, if you had it for like Sonic Battle, you could take your Chow with you. Literally, you put your Chow in there. It becomes a VMU, and then he picks up things and fruits and coins and rings and whatnot. It's awesome. And that's kind of what they did for the GameCube when they did the Sonic Adventure port. They ported it so that you can bring your Chow into Game Boy Advance, and that was also pretty cool. Whereas, you know, the whole Game Boy Advance link cable was kind of gimmicky, and they were just really pushing that. And it worked out, honestly. It was okay. It wasn't the best, but I don't know. It was worth the experience personally. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Four Swords, those are all great games. Those are amazing games to play with 4 people. I promise you. If you guys ever get the chance to play those games, give it a shot. Find some friends, pull them all together, play 4 Game Boy Advance advances, and you can have a good old time with those games. For sure. I promise. It's good. I had a Sonic Eagle after like thought process in the back of my head. But where was I saying? Yes, the initial thought process of this game is fun. Yes, I just wish they could expand on it. It's like, you know, Enchanted Cave. It doesn't work though. Okay, it does work for some things though. Like Enchanted Cave. If you play the Enchanted Cave game, which is a good, fun like dungeon crawler on Congregate, it's a really good dungeon crawler. It is amazing. But it's actually stemmed from Lufia, which is Lufia 2, I think. It's like this RPG game. It has this element of. Oh, where is this racing here? Go. Who that is? Right. So they did it because. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Where was I going? Lufia 2. Right. Lufia 2 is Enchanted Cave. It was an amazing game. Yeah. I don't know what it was called, dude. But what was essentially an Enchanted Cave was a fun mini game between the actual game, the RPG elements, and going back to level 1, building up everything from scratch. And that's what made that game so different. It was that whole clash of what you originally had, just something compared completely different. Whereas the elements of that game, the dungeon where you play through. Dreams of our generation. Sorry. Right, that game. God, Jesus Christ. I destroyed that. Let's go Blue Lotus. Whoa. Okay, we'll finish it here, guys. Okay, we'll finish it here, guys. I'll see you guys next time.